On the outskirts of a quiet town lay the Whispering Woods, a forest so dense that sunlight barely penetrated its canopy. Stories of disappearances, ghostly sightings, and eerie whispers had surrounded the woods for centuries, yet no one dared to venture in after dark. But for 22-year-old Mia, a documentary filmmaker, the stories were an irresistible lure. She didn't believe in ghosts or curses, she believed in uncovering the truth. Armed with her camera, flashlight, and a notebook, Mia planned to spend a night in the Whispering Woods, determined to debunk the legends. Mia entered the woods at dusk, the golden light of the setting sun quickly swallowed by the oppressive shadows of the forest. She set up camp in a small clearing, her tent and equipment neatly arranged. The air was eerily silent. No rustling leaves, no chirping birds, just an unnatural stillness. As night fell, the forest seemed to breathe around her. The trees creaked and faint whispers began to drift through the air. At first, Mia dismissed them as the wind. But then she realized they weren't random, they were words.
Go back, leave, it's watching.
She froze, her heart pounding. Gripping her flashlight, she scanned the area but saw nothing. Determined not to give in to fear, she set up her camera and began recording. Around midnight, as Mia reviewed her footage, she noticed something strange. In the corner of one shot, a shadow moved, not an animal or a person, but a tall, elongated figure that seemed to melt into the darkness. Suddenly, her flashlight flickered. The whispers grew louder, surrounding her like a sinister chant.
It's just the wind. It's just the wind.
But deep down she knew it wasn't. From the corner of her eye, she saw movement. A pale figure standing at the edge of the clearing. Its face was obscured, but its head tilted unnaturally as if studying her.
Who's there?
The figure didn't respond. Instead, it slowly raised a hand and pointed deeper into the woods. The whispers stopped abruptly, replaced by an unnatural silence. Despite every instinct telling her to leave, Mia felt compelled to follow. Her feet moved almost involuntarily, as if the forest itself was pulling her deeper. The trees seemed to close in around her, their gnarled branches like skeletal fingers. She stumbled upon an ancient stone altar, covered in moss and strange carvings. Around it were small wooden totems, each one shaped like a twisted human figure. Her camera suddenly turned on by itself, recording without her touch. As she approached the altar, she noticed something horrifying. Scattered bones, human bones.
This can't be real.
A deep guttural growl echoed behind her. Spinning around, she saw the shadowy figure from before, now closer, its hollow eyes glowing faintly. Mia ran, the flashlight beam bouncing wildly. The whispers turned into screams, and the ground beneath her feet seemed to shift and writhe. She could hear the creature chasing her, its heavy footsteps closing in. Out of nowhere, roots burst from the ground, tripping her. She fell hard, her camera skidding out of reach. As she scrambled to her feet, the creature appeared in front of her, impossibly fast. It loomed over her, its face now visible, a grotesque amalgamation of twisted human features, its mouth stretched into a permanent scream.
You belong to us.
Summoning every ounce of courage, Mia grabbed her camera and swung it at the creature. The impact caused it to recoil, giving her just enough time to run. She followed the faint glow of her flashlight, desperately trying to find the path out. The forest seemed alive, trees shifting to block her way, whispers taunting her, calling her name, but finally, she broke through the tree line and collapsed onto the road. Back in the safety of her apartment, Mia reviewed the footage. The camera had captured everything, the altar, the creature, the chase. But as she watched, the screen glitched and a new image appeared, Mia asleep in her bed. The timestamp showed it was recording now. Panicked, she looked around her room. In the corner, the shadowy figure stood, its hollow eyes watching her. The screen went black.